Hello and welcome to Market Pulse for Frankston South. What can you expect from this? Well, first and foremost, my name's Joshua Merchant. Been working the Frankston South market for just over 2 years now. My dad has been working this area since I was literally born. So I do know a thing or two about the area. I've grown up local Frankstonite, or do you call it Franger? I went to school at Kingsley Park, went to John Paul College. I know a two or thing about the area. So guys, we're going to jump straight in. This is a one take thing. So expect a lot of muck ups. Given it is my first one, I almost put two fingers up for some reason. But what you can expect, if you are a seller or a buyer looking in the Frankston South market, I'm going to bring this to you weekly. So you're going to receive this. We'll go onto YouTube. You'll get snipped up, go onto the social media, and guys, there's going to be a lot of stats that we talk about, but more or less, you're going to get numbers, but you're going to get a lot of tips and tricks on what to do when it comes to buying and selling in the market. So guys, stick with me. We're going to go through what's been happening this week. Merry Christmas, first and foremost, and a Happy New Year to everyone out there. It was a very, very hot last weekend, but a good one, if you ask me. I don't think... And not to say that the fires and all those things are good, but I don't think that we've had a hot summer, extremely hot in my opinion. However, I don't track the weather like I do the property market. So guys, let's jump straight into what's been happening this week. There's been two that have come. Actually, and sorry when I say the past week, I already stuffed it up. There you go. The past week is actually the past 14 days. So given that it is the Christmas period, people do go away. They're not that active. A lot of buyers. We've actually had a fair few phone calls. We did launch one that is 5 a ringer on the 26th, which was Boxing Day. So the phone's been running on that one. And we were lucky enough just before Christmas on the 23rd of December to sell 74 Cliff Road. As you can see, I'm pointing the wrong direction. As you can see right there, for 1.57. Now we did take that property to auction, passed it in. We had an offer at 1.51. And then, you know what? The owner said, nah, we protect the price, go back to the market, and received a very good offer at 1.57, which the beautiful new family are going to enjoy those beautiful, stunning views. So 2 properties have sold, 1 this year. So I'm going to be doing this on a weekly tally. So everything that I'm bringing you is more or less going to be weekly. But for now, as you can see, I just needed the data. There wasn't all too much given that it was Christmas period. And I hope for those out there that you had a really nice Christmas, because I certainly did. It was a lot. I don't know how many family events went to. My girlfriend's Italian, so there was way too many, but it was great. I'm not dissing that. And my family is Spanish and Danish, so there's a lot of tradition in that. So guys, I'm just going to go through now. We're going to go into the current market conditions. So right now, there's been one that has sold. Current interest rate has been impacting the market. So obviously, it was at the all-time low at 0.1, back pre-COVID. But the prices weren't nowhere near where they are now, because you currently got them, back then, prices in 2020, 2019 were around the 850 for your median house price in Frankston South. Now you look at it and it's at the 1.1. So even though the market, COVID really gave a need to get down to the peninsula just before those interest rate hikes came through. So it is at 4.35. Hopefully the RBA can actually have a roundtable, great discussion, and drop those rates for everyone. So currently you've got 84 homes that are for sale on realestate.com. Of which 15 are under offer. So these are no longer available unless they do come back on the market for some unknown reason. And the average days on market is 31. That is pretty standard, so just over 4 weeks. Now, we do a lot of auction campaigns, so we sit around the 26-day mark. The reason for that is we gear a lot of properties to go to auction. We actually love it. And surprisingly, my dad is an agent auctioneer, so he calls the auction and he actually, works the crowd. So he calls on them by name and he's at every open, which is fantastic. So we are actually sitting number 1 for the most amount of sold auctions in Frankston South. That's a nice little fun fact we found out today while doing a bit of a data dive. Next thing we'll cover, property trends. Market, what's it doing? You've got the median house price at 1.1 million currently, a change of 6% negative over 12 months. So it has definitely come back. Then you've got the unit price at 730 with a change of 2.7%. Now, I've just stuffed that up. I'm just going to go back just very, very quickly. and just give a rundown. As you can see here, there's a little bit of a graph. I keep pointing in the wrong direction. My left and my rights aren't the greatest. So, but what I've done for everyone here, I've just given a breakdown of what properties actually sit. So between 500 and a mil, 1 to 125, 125 to 15 to 2 million, and 2 million and onwards. So obviously Frankston South is around that 1.1 median house price. So right now we've got 19 homes sitting between 500,000 to a million, between 1.1 million to 125, we've got 17. Between 125 to 15, we've got 13 homes, and jointly 1.5 to 2 million has 10, and 2 million onwards has 10 properties for sale. So these are all just a really quick breakdown so that everyone can understand where people are seeing value and what sort of properties you would be going up against if you were to list your house. You always want to make sure you've got an understanding. Sorry, I always think the music's going off. You always want to know who your competition is. So when you're going to go and list and place your property on the market, it's no different to the stock market. You want to make sure you know where you're actually positioning yourself in light of other people, because it's supply and demand. It's as simple as that. Every property is different. The beautiful thing about Frankston South, it's very rare that you have a same build. Unless it's a townhouse complex, it is super rare to have a very similar floor plan like another place. But a good thing is my dad's been working this area for over 25th year this year. And I think he's appraised over 15,000 homes alone in Frankston South. Now we're going to jump back into that other graph, into the property trends. And this is a really, really important stat, because I keep getting a lot of buyers telling me, Josh, there's not a lot of stock on the market. And they're not wrong. I'll tell you why. Because over the last 30 days, so between now and 30 days ago, there's only been 8 properties that have come on the market that are sitting there waiting to be sold. Now, properties are sitting 30 to 60. I think there's about 28 of them. And north of 60 days, so properties have been on the market for longer than 60 days, I think it's about 35, sorry. So there is a significant problem. So those realistically, when you look at that, it normally does mean they're either overpriced or they're not necessarily what the market wants. And what the market is wanting is turnkey. So properties you literally can just open up, put the remove list in, and you actually just go straight into. You don't have to put any more cash. Cash is hard. The economy's making it incredibly hard at the minute. So it's going to be an interesting next few weeks. I reckon there'll be a lot of properties that do come on. But if you do have a property that doesn't require all too much work or is a complete renovator, and you are seriously, you're keen and you analyze the market, you look at your competition and you go, I'm going to position it here so that you can attract the most audience. It's all about the presentation and the price. Those two things are going to make a hell of a difference when it comes to selling your place. Now we're going to jump into the December 2024 review. I thought given that there's not too much intel, and I've literally would have come on here and talked about the fact that there's only been one sale this whole entire year, which is the 7 days, I thought I'd actually give it a bit more airtime for me to talk, as a lot of real estate agents do. So right now, there were 15 sales in December, which is pretty usual. I mean, the industry, a lot of people don't necessarily open up in between that 25th all the way through to, I think, just after the New Year break. But there were 8 properties that sold between 500K and $1 million. There were then 4 properties that sold between 1 million and 1.25 million, and then 125 to 15 you had 1 property, and then from 15 to 2 million you had the 2. So we were lucky to have one in that, which was Cliff Road. There is a lot of demand for Frankston South. I'm noticing any buyers that are looking, they're not finding anything that's single level is going really, really well with a generous floor plan. So if you've got spacious bedrooms, standard 3-4 bedrooms, if you have your second bathroom, it definitely helps. It will add a lot more value. And as I said, if it can be turnkey, so renovated, fully finished, if you can get in, do something like that, you are going to achieve a premium in this market. That's not to say you can't achieve a premium for your property. It's just more, they are the specifics that people are wanting. They want a nice, easy flow with their floor plan, something they can get into, not have to put any more money and just actually sit down with the family and enjoy it. Now, guys, that pretty much sums up the numbers, I guess you can say, the numbers, the trends. And if you've stayed this far, I think we're 10 minutes in. Jeepers, I did not think that was going to go this long. I was wondering why the music was not really going, but I just wanted to say a little shout out to my dad. The reason for that, I mean, well, thanks, Dad, for producing me first and foremost. But secondly, the man has been devoted to this Frankston South market. He loves Flourish. I don't know if anyone goes to Norman Avenue. He'll be there with Bernie and the guys there. He's a Frankstonite. He absolutely loves the area. He coaches down at YCW. It's where I played my footy. He went to, he's grown up his whole life pretty much in Frankston. He moved down from Canberra. And I just want to say a big shout out. Very proud of him. He's holding the #1 auction results at the moment in the area. And I'm hoping that he gets the #1 agent for Rate My Agent, because he's requested every single review from every seller that he's sold for the last 12 months. So that's saying something. When we actually go to sell a house, we're confident in our ability. We don't just take on properties that, you want an absolute ridiculous price. We want to make sure that we are taking on listings that we can actually sell, we can collaborate, we can make it very transparent. And that's why I've really enjoyed doing auctions with my dad. And we do work as a super team. Now, a local highlight I wanted to bring up, and I've been hearing a lot of raving reviews around it, the Moon Dog Brewery, craft brewery. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Apparently it's just on the Nepean Highway there. Two of my mates, don't know why I held up two hands, two of my mates went down there. Said it was an absolute ripper, and I just wanted to give it an absolute spotlight because I'm very keen to get down there. I've had the Moondog Pale Ale, or Old Mate Pale Ale, whatever they call that. But yeah, very keen to get down there. So guys, I mean, there's a lot of infrastructure, lots of things are happening in Frankston. It's an exciting time, and I'm sure drop a comment below if you think Frankston and Frankston South is on the rise. I think, there's all this, the last 20 years I've grown up and actually been able to understand. I've seen a huge change. You can see what's happening, but you just never know. Hopefully it's just getting better. Now, that concludes this. Now, I hope it hasn't been too wishy-washy. I felt like I may have made a few mistakes. As I said, it's a one-take thing. So this is very raw, very honest. It's the way that we want it to be. It's the way how we run our business. I'm very methodical. So a little bit about me. 28 years old. I work alongside my old man, my dad. I call him old. He's like 48. He had me when he was 20, so very young. I shouldn't give him that much oldness. But yeah, very, very grateful. As I said, grew up, went to Kingsley Park Primary School in Frankston, then went over in my secondary school, John Paul College, played at YCW through my juniors. Absolutely love the Frankston location. I love my sport. I'm a tragic Essendon supporter. I love to go to the gym. That is my ritual. It keeps me sane mentally and physically. And what else do I love? I love my colognes. That's a little fun fact for you guys. I like the way I smell. I can't really explain why. My mum said I liked it from the age of 13, and I may have a little TikTok review account that talks about colognes, but don't go and check that out. No one needs to see it. But guys, thank you so much. If you're this far, I really appreciate it. Drop a comment if you are. I'm going to put these little snippets out onto social media. But that concludes this week's Frankston South Market Pulse. For those who have any questions, if you need an appraisal or a market update, or just want one of those little digital reports that I can send out, as I said, my dad, who's the director of the business, he's done a lot of appraisals. He knows value, and we can make sure we tailor. If you are thinking about selling, we can tailor a strategy that may suit you and your family. And just to get some general advice, happy to have a chat as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in 7 days from today, next Tuesday. I don't know why I didn't just say that, but guys, thank you again. I'll see you in the next one.